You don't know what this is? It's my medallion, buddy. You don't know what this is? It's my medallion. That's my medallion, boss. I waste fools with this medallion. There's nobody going to step up to me now, buddy. Yeah. No, buddy. No Kid Squad here. I won the Chess Punks Award of the Year, buddy. The real, it's the real deal here, my friends. Chess Punks, right there, man, right there. Yeah. So, yeah. When I need to pick up some ladies, I wear that on the street. If I need to waste some fools, I put it on. And so now, for our special stream, I'm wearing, and if you hear this, you hear that? That's just my junk slapping up against the table, dude. You know? Oh yeah, dude. Big deal, man. I'm not even gonna comment, dude, about F4. I'm not even gonna say a thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Oh, David, you're muted, buddy. You're muted, man.
Yeah, somebody finally told me, so I fixed it. All right. So yeah. So here's my game. The opening is well, let's say it doesn't lead to an advantage for white. I made up a new move here. It doesn't look that bad yet.
I'm not saying anything.
Look at this, man.
Okay.
Thirsting for the queen trade.
Thirsting. Nice. You can tell a King's Gambit player is like, they're ready. They're ready for it all to be over, man. But they're trying to get to the end game. They're trying.
It's true, I would like an end game. My mic is still being a little bit weird. Let me just see if I can't make it a little bit better. We don't know what happened to Kostya, Ernst. Maybe he just didn't want to see Jesse's medallion, or who knows what.
Yeah. Wait. No, honestly, I don't think this is an official Endgame Sensei. I guess maybe David's making it into official Endgame Sensei, but yeah.
I mean, okay. Jesse's being very nice to me here, because not only is he going to help me out, but he didn't even want to help me out. I had to, like, beg him for months to look at my poor game. I thought the point of us doing that Endgame Sensei show for all those months was that, we'd go to a tournament, and Kostya or I would win an endgame, and we'd come back, and Jesse would be all proud of us. He'd be like, "Good job, young ones. You've done the work. You've reaped the rewards." And I came back, and I was like, "Dog, every time I had to calculate, I messed up. I couldn't finish a single person off in the crazy games. But there's 2 games where I traded queens in the first 10 moves, and I won." Okay. And Jesse's like, "I don't want to see that." No thanks. Pass. Hard pass.
Now, I guess we can start whenever you want. Were you conflicted about knight c3?
Yeah, dude, I was so scared of getting my stuff doubled.
Yeah.
But the worst thing is that, like, the threat of it getting doubled just hangs over me for a couple moves.
I think you're right, though. I think knight c3 is the manly move.
Okay.
And now well, I like what he did, now, because especially on a practical level, because now you got to make a judgment call.
Yeah, man, I hated it, and I got terrified, and I traded now.
And maybe, okay, one thing we can say is that another choice for him here would have been to say no trade for you and then knight d7.
Yeah.
And he can make an argument that he's better here.
Right. I have to do something ungodly like castling queenside now, or can I try bishop d6?
Queen e3 check. Bishop d6 maybe. Bishop d6 looks at least like a thought.
Yeah. I feel less dead after that move.
Okay, but let's look at what happens.
What I wanted, Jesse, was this. I wanted to just do it right away. Like, if you're going to do it, just do it. And then the thing is, I want to put my bishop here. I'm sure you've seen this kind of thing, but with a pawn on f2 many times.
No, this is a nice position. I'm not 100% sold yet on what you should play here on 13, but the fact that your knight is so awesome, that's pretty good, man. And your dark square control, obviously. Like, you could probably do other things too besides bishop f3. But anyways, yeah,
castling,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
But unfortunately, I think he played a really good move. He castled, and I don't know. We don't need to calculate the tactics, but I didn't castle. I think I was afraid of. So I just blinked here, but I think I was probably afraid of trades and bishop c5 and losing my stuff.
Fair.
I think bishop e3, rook e8, but I don't remember it. It was a couple months ago.
Yeah, you don't want that now. Okay, yeah. So let's look at the end.
So I mean, you know, I hate trading. And letting my opponent recapture. I really wanted him to bring my knight here for me, which is now not happening. Now I castled, and here's where I had my highest fear of him taking.
Yeah.
To me, that was his chance to try and hurt me. But I looked at it a little bit afterwards, and it seemed like maybe I could not lose.
So here we are in the King's Gambit. It's not clear that you've made a mistake, and yet you're the one fighting for equality.
I know. Isn't it ridiculous?
Okay, let's think about this, though, for him.
Maybe knight c3 was too manly, and I should have played knight d2?
I know. Well, let's concentrate on the end game.
Yeah,
let's concentrate.
Exactly.
So he's got, he can take, or the knight c6 is of course plausible.
Yeah.
There's nothing implausible about that. Is that what he did? Knight c6.
He played knight c6. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And you were just like, no. You will never trade.
I'd feared this long enough, Jesse.
Okay, tell us a little bit. What is this guy rated and stuff?
I don't know. I didn't write it down, but I think most of the people I played were about 2150 to 2200 FIDE.
Okay. So let's investigate this position just for a moment.
Okay.
And we'll get into rook c1, but let's say snip, stop, and I'm just going to play what seems like the natural move of knight c6.
Yeah.
Because now, well, I mean, maybe you just play rook d1 and knight d4. I mean, maybe it's that simple.
Right, you're trying to cut white off from rook d4, so maybe white still tries to play. I mean, from knight d4, so maybe white still tries to get control of that square. Thing is, black's got so many moves here, right? Bishop g4 stops it, knight e4 we have to worry. I'd probably worry about this play now.
Bishop g4.
Oh, no, with the rooks like this, yeah, sorry.
Bishop g4, you're going to get the two bishops, right? Let's play h3. Well, now you're gonna play g4, and then if nothing else, you got knight b4.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let me try to defend black's honor here. I think you have, compensation. You have a little development, and you've got this beautiful dark square bishop.
So I was thinking maybe bishop g5.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it. Well, at least I like rook a d1.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you can get knight d4 in, I don't know why you should have a problem. All right, this is going to look nasty, but we're just gonna check it. I don't believe in that move. I don't believe.
And now your instinct here is that this isn't particularly terminal for white.
Right, my instinct, you should be okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we do like this, right?
Right.
Once done. Bishop here.
Now, let me say, the thing that I'm not thrilled about that is I want to play f6 anyway.
Right.
And
yeah,
then the bishop will take up the d4 square. Now,
okay, let's just do this. Who cares?
Okay. Okay. It's time to be a man.
Who cares about that pawn?
Now, and also, we could come back to this if we like the abject rook c1 might also not be dumb.
Sad move. Okay. And if I go rook e1, it'll be some piece to e6.
Well said. Something to e6. Let's see. Well, don't give me that pawn so fast because it's squares that I get. It's squares that I get. I don't care so much about the pawn, but if I get the squares, right?
I was hoping to release some energy from these 4 developed pieces.
Let me play white for a second. Let me just try to defend your honor with rook c1.
Yeah.
So I want to play knight d4 next. That's my whole scheme.
Right. Just defend the pawn and then put the knight in the middle.
And then probably bishop f3, depending what you do.
All right. So this comes back. Oh wait, maybe I should try and get a tempo. I don't have a plan against bishop f3. I was just trying to bring out black's pieces.
Bishop f3, I was saying maybe just play knight eg5.
Mm-hmm.
And you're threatening rook c4.
Yeah.
I think knight f5 might be the thing if you're going to be scared of something. Maybe.
You wouldn't be happy trading these pawns?
Well, when I said knight eg5, I guess there's 2 knights that go to eg5. I was thinking the one on 6.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, let me just try this one. Knight f5.
Okay. Can't really allow knight e7 for black.
I'm not sure about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just happy I saw it was hanging.
By taking it, I guess I'm trying to make a claim that I want the board opened. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Wrath of God suggested a line that at least wasn't bad for white. I don't know how ambitious you are for white, but his idea was to play that bishop f3 line and then on knight g5 trade once. and then trade the
Yeah.
pawns, and it's just kind of, you know, equal pieces, equalish situation.
Let's say I just kick it.
Mm-hmm.
I think black's. I mean, white's got an interesting position, but black should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that was rook c1. Can I go one more time?
Yeah, of course.
It was okay. You want to do? You can change up however you want to change it up to.
Yeah. So I'll play some moves for black here again.
Sure, sure.
Okay. I'll just try something different. I'll try bishop b7, rook c8. Knight f5.
It feels a little bit like I'm playing with my pretty piece. What it feels like to me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know what the pretty piece is trying to do either.
I don't know who's fooling who here.
Yeah.
You should be fine. You should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's.
Yeah.
What are we saying here? We're saying that move. That he had this option of doing bishop c3,
Mm-hmm.
after which compensation. We're going to say something like compensation for white, but nothing special, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. How would you? I would evaluate.
I mean, I was worried for white, but
Mm-hmm.
you seem to be more calm about the situation.
Yeah. Okay. And that points to why you played rook ac1, because you were worried about it.
Yeah, and I suppose you could still play rook d1 here because you're not really worried about bishop takes c3 so much. And if you play rook d1, you could try to play knight d5, although...
Right. Okay, but what the nice part about rook ac1 is at least it asks a question to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my plan to play a3, b4, and expand.
Though, though we gotta say, right, and you're banking on bishop c5, king h1, knight g4 not being such a terrible thing.
Yes. Which in the game, my opponent didn't do, but I was pretty worried about as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he played a developing move, and then went here, check, here, and now surprised me with knight d4 instead of knight g4.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we better look at knight g4.
So the move that I had planned was this one.
And then, I mean, he's golden after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you can do, well, I don't know. That looks good for him. There's no reason to think that white's better here, right? Or that black's not better, right? Something like that.
I don't know. I was just trying to, play an endgame position.
Okay.
That isn't when you're losing.
King. He's got a better king. He's got the developing move. He's got the d file.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a few things.
So like,
maybe bishop f5 is a nice move.
bishop f5, yeah, good. I have some questions about what exactly is going to happen after knight g3, but I just, I mean, but I'm going to say black's better.
Okay.
So maybe a3's controversial.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to say, I mean, bishop e6. This feels like he should have something better than that, right? I mean, he's terrified of the knight d5s of the world, which maybe he should be, but there's no immediate knight d5.
Probably not, although depending what he does, knight d5, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, bishop c4, and
here's
then knight g5.
A basic idea for the guy. Let's say he does that.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's terrible because you could just take, right, and then play knight d5. Okay, so that vindicates, well, that at least means that if I play bishop f5, I need to have some kind of special sauce here.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the simple bishop e7, or you could trade on c3 now and then go knight e4 and trade on g5.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe, like, attitude-wise, I worried too much about my opening being busted, and I was just sort of, like, hoping to sort of get equality instead of thinking about where to best put my pieces and what to do.
Oh man, dude, this is the life of the King's Gambit player. Just so looking forward to not being busted out of the opening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have anything special, so let's pretend that bishop e6 is correct.
Right.
A3, and to me, I mean, maybe you have something better than A3, right? Well, here's the question. Maybe you can disagree with me here.
I mean, if this is really tragic, I could have maybe played h3 to try and stop knight g4.
Or, I mean, it's also pointing to like, maybe rook ac1 wasn't correct.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely because I like a3 as an idea is cool, but if he's got bishop c5 and then knight g4, it's like you're begging him to do it.
Right.
Because that's an octopus when it lands on you, man. That's a real thing right there.
Yeah.
That's Freddy the Octopus, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so bishop e6, a3, check to the miserable king, king h1, and now he goes knight d4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I think you got to be happy about that.
I was very happy. This was the first happy moment of the entire game for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just traded it and played knight b5.
Good.
And he went here.
Mm-hmm.
I went here, and he went here, and I think I took it and took b7.
Okay.
Oh no, I didn't.
No.
What I did was I played knight c7, rook c8, and then took b7.
Okay, good. All right, and let's say this is stage 1.
Yeah. And now I would say we get an interesting Endgame Sensei type of position. This is like the kind of thing that you could have given Kosti and me to do.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this interesting imbalance, the bishop pair versus the bishop and knight, but black is pretty strongly centralized with their pieces. So I don't really expect black to be worse.
So yeah, what did you feel in the game about who is better and why?
In the game, when this whole knight b5 thing happened and I thought like, oh, this looks pretty good for white, I was a little bit frustrated that I didn't find a line here that I felt was really advantageous for white. Because I considered the three things I just showed you, like trading on d4 and taking b7, trading on e6 and taking b7, or just taking on b7 and leaving my knight on c7 for a while. And in none of those three areas did I really find something that I thought was advantageous for me, which was a mild disappointment, because I believed like his knight d4, bishop b2 stuff might have been bad enough for white to have an advantage, but still couldn't find it.
Okay, so what we're going to say is in this position, I mean, it's hard to value, but you suspect it's like roughly equal or something.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so let me just try something here. So you went instead of knight b5. Let's just say I am trying to improve the position here. And I'll think about things like rook fd1, h3, c5, but basically I just want to build the position.
Mm-hmm. You could also maybe play knight b5 without b2 hanging.
Well, right.
Yeah. And then put a piece on d6 or something. Or knight b5, bishop b6, c5. That's not fun for black. Is a6 reasonable here?
All I know about a6 is that you are moving a pawn on the weak side.
On my weak side, yeah. I know that much too.
So let's talk about this decision of knight b5. Paint us a picture. Did you feel when you played it that you were better, and how much was that a move you spent a lot of time on? Were you already in time pressure? What's the deal?
I was a little bit behind on the clock, but not deathly, and I spent like 2 minutes on each of these moves.
Okay.
Knight d4 and knight b5, and then I played the next moves quickly because I had chosen them.
This one's an annoying position for black because I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
right. Like neither of these pieces is particularly well placed, nor has like a clear plan. He's got the d file, but no points to use on it just yet.
No, it looks very pleasant, honestly, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. This looks really unpleasant for black. I didn't even consider it, really. I think I pretty much just looked at knight b5 for a little bit and then played it.
Now, I'm sure what KGB would tell you here is he would say that you are trying to force shit with knight b5.
Yeah.
And it's certainly a move to look at.
Right. I thought, I'm playing on my strong side by trading b pawns. I make a passed pawn. I'm picking up the bishop pair at the same time, getting a rook to the 7th rank.
Right. But the problems, of course, are his king is better than yours. And the c4 pawn has to be nursed.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, he's got a big decision. I think, who would I rather be here? I don't know. It'd be fun to be black here. Kind of fun to be black. Well, first, what do you do? Maybe we'll spar a little bit on his options.
Sure. He played knight e4.
Okay, so nota bene, like the attacking move, right?
Here.
Okay.
So he was also avoiding bishop g5 with his move order, because e5 was also a possible move before. I come back, and here I think he played knight d6, and I remember also being worried about rook f8.
Okay, so let's look. Knight e4, and we're gonna share something obvious here. So the problem with bishop g4 is check, snip, snap, check, and on f8 or d8, you can't take on c8 because of the d1.
Yep.
Right. So that's his trick. Now,
that said, if I just played g3 at the end of all that, maybe that's an option for white. Right there.
Okay, good question.
Because I've found again and again that like rook pairs against bishop pairs just really struggle to go anywhere where you don't just sort of have to give the exchange back pretty soon.
This would be what we call falling into our opponent's trap. We've fallen into his trap.
We walk right into the tactic and then just play g3, and he's like, oh yeah, rooks aren't better than bishops every time.
He's got some grief here, man.
Major grief. I mean, so in the game I rejected this, right? Because I was like, oh, trap. But as soon as you put it on the board, I thought, what if we got rid of the back rank mate? I don't want to be black at all.
Okay, well, let's play a couple more moves now. So, it's kind of difficult.
Maybe we should have gone to h8 if white's actually going to do this. Because we're just giving white rook f7 this way.
Well, so let's consider this. Bishop g4. Knight f2 is forced. It's what? Either I thought briefly about knight c5, but that just negates all of his business. Like,
right.
Why would we do that?
And maybe white can play rook a7 then even.
Exactly. So knight f2, snip, snop, check to the miserable king.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice position, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can put this here.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to me, it's like black. I can imagine black surviving if he can get his bishop to d4. Whether the king goes to f8 or not, the bishop needs to go to d4. But I don't know. Okay, here's maybe a path. So how about rook c5?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that other rook has to stay on the back rank, right? So if I play bishop d6, can you take it?
Well, I was hoping I could play rook c6.
Uh-huh. Oh, what am I doing? You can take that too.
You can take it too.
Okay. Okay. Now, okay, bishop d4 defends black pretty well, but if I stop trying to always do stuff, if I just play king g2, king f3, bishop d5, am I also still in the game for white?
But if he, well, you still makes I'm sure he's still in the game. But if he can control both g7, his two weak points, g7 and a7, he's the only one that can win the game, right?
Okay.
Well, because once that bishop, right? I mean, I could be wrong, because that bishop on d4 looks like a monster.
I think it would be even worse for me to trade it with my bishop.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to trade it. You're hanging the bishop, dog.
Ah, I thought of that an hour ago.
My junk's slamming up against the table, David.
I know. I hear it. I'm already conditioned to that sound. All right.
About the chess dojo medallion, my friends. Don't have bad thoughts, dirty thoughts. Okay. Okay.
Hi, 5-man. The reason I haven't played rook a7 yet is because of rook takes c4. Trading off my c-pawn and trying to trade rooks. Okay, we're going to find out who miscalculated now. Whoa, so fancy. I guess it was me. I didn't count on that move.
Seems like I'm okay, right? I'm gonna get the bishop d. All I know is I'm gonna get the bishop to d4. Oh, that you don't want. Okay. In general, no.
My pawn's going really, really far.
How far is it going, David? How far is that thing going, dog? Not that far. No, then your king's gonna be hosed. That's the real problem. Hosed to the bows.
Yeah. Dang.
Okay. So, all right, wait, let's go back to our moment here. So, 94, he gets tactical on us. That,
yeah.
And so the question, first of all, is when you play G3, I'm open to believing that you're better here. For example, E5, Bishop C1. He has to prove something right now, I think.
Mm-hmm. He went for knight d6, going after the c pawn. I was really worried about rook f8 too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll defend your honor on rook f8. So let's say king g2.
Okay, I think I was afraid of trading and then the next rook coming. You're letting him in, huh?
I don't know if he wants to come. I don't know if he wants to come in. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe he wants to come in. Definitely it's got to be asked. Yeah, it's hard to say who's doing it to whom here. Well, all right. I don't know what's going
on.
Now, you have every right to be afraid of this position. No doubt. This is kind of frightening.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So you're coming with check, king here, check here. I'm kind of worried I'm going to get mated by knight c3 or knight g3 or something. I guess rook h1 and just taking my bishop is a secondary threat.
All right. Yes, okay, it's complicated. So what are we saying? He introduces all this drama with 94.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to play e5. All right, I got a dumb question.
Yeah. I love your dumb questions. They always teach me something.
No, you I don't know about this dumb question in particular. It might be truly dumb. I don't think I believe my dumb question here. No, I don't believe in my dumb question. Okay, so yeah, he's got centralization, and it's a little bit unpleasant for a peasant to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this like weird thing where I've got that active rook, but then it means I can't back up the F file in that situation, right? So when he comes to the file with connected rooks, I sort of lose the file.
Okay, so let's try this one thing. Let's try it one more time. King F8.
Okay, G3.
Well, hold on. Wait, let me try white.
Okay, you play white. Cool. Now white gets the turn to win.
I'll take a move.
Okay. Can I put black's king on H8?
Oh, I'm sorry.
If I'm going to defend?
Do you want to go F8 or H8?
I would go H8 if I'm black.
I'm sorry. Okay,
I don't know if you still want G3, but
yeah, sure. Let's do G3.
Okay. I'll play Rook C5, like I learned from my sensei.
Okay. All right, yeah, I do have a plan. I don't know if it's great.
Okay. Central bishop.
So just to be clear, the plan is to tag the bishop on d4 to make it leave its beautiful spot. Now, you might have a variety of ways of preventing that, but that is my intention.
Right.
Also to claim the king's.
Yeah.
G5 would be the thing I'm most worried about, but it's going to be your rodeo, David.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Did I do this again? Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Hold on. All right. Yeah, original intention. Just do it, boss. Just do it.
Nice and calm. Now, if I wanted an advantage for black, I'd have to work on my king at some point.
I think there's a tactical problem here from you, because you could play rook f8, and I can't really do king e4 because of rook e5. Now, that endgame is also tricky for you, because even if I lose the bishop there and take your darks for a bishop, my c pawn is going to be a roller. But I'll let you make the decision here.
I kind of want to bring out my king.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't seem to be happening. If black took twice on d5 there,
All I know is that white would be better, right?
white would be better because of their king and their rook.
And I can put bishop h6 too.
Mm-hmm.
Very nasty. But whether it was special, I don't know. I like your rook e8 move, I think. I think I like it. Okay. So maybe it questions your bishop. We'll see. Oh gosh, if you have to move that bishop, if you have to move that bishop, buddy, there could be problems.
Well, I know which diagonal I would have to choose.
Yeah.
If it comes down to it.
Now maybe rook d7 was superficial, but okay, here we go.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, that was a spicy move. I thought you were going to play bishop g7.
Thank you.
We are truly about to find out, though. Here, I don't think you're going to live through this, boss. We're going to find out. I think isn't this? Yeah, look at this move. Bam!
I'm allowing everything. I know I'm allowing everything.
How does your rook get back? How does your rook get back? Oh no!
I don't know, dog. It didn't have a plan.
Ooh.
All it had was a check. All it had was a check.
Hi, Chihuahua. The junk is slapping up against the
Oh my god.
Okay, maybe he's saying maybe he can kind of sort of live through this.
I did it all for the A pawn. The A pawn.
I go here.
Yep, you got me.
You got to go e4 check, I guess. That's all I'm seeing. Right?
I'm not proud, but I'm doing it.
Right?
Ugh! Defending the mate just barely somehow.
And now, if there's no way back for the rook, and you're going to have to play what, bishop d8? Oh, maybe, dog.
I'm fighting like a dog for black.
Let's try this first.
No way. Are you kidding me, Jesse?
Well, I don't think I'm kidding, dog.
I
think this.
Oh no, the bishop's not defended. You can't do this.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, I missed it. I can't do that.
I'm just showing the people. I thought the king was going to be checkmated on g7 there, trapped by his own pieces.
That was a dirty trick. Rook h4. Good trick.
Thanks.
Good trick. Okay, so no rook c7. Well, bishop f6. Ooh, I have to admit. Okay, I thought this was all over. Maybe double Jesse has to double check. I'm gonna have to be a little fancier, people.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, what are you doing?
I don't know what you did that. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Okay.
Okay, check the invisible king. What are you doing? What are you doing? Check. Okay, my move.
Mm-hmm. My hands aren't on the computer right now.
Somebody's moving it, buddy. Somebody's moving it. It's gone. It's gone crazy.
Oh yeah, I see it dancing between two random positions.
Okay. Oh, oh! I didn't move it there. Wow.
Okay, me neither. I'm sitting on my hands, like Costa said. What the?
Yeah, it's just moving all around, man. Chess.com is lost its mind.
Special sauce. I'm gonna refresh my live chess. See what it looks like.
It was doing it to me too, though, so it wasn't just your board.
It doesn't want to refresh my live chess. And now I don't even see the board when I refresh it. Taking longer than usual to connect.
No. Oh, we have some kind of drama.
Yeah. Maybe they've got Title Tuesday going on, crashing the server.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't crash the server. I hope it doesn't mess with our PCL arena.
Well, give us an update on what's going on in PCL Arena while we're waiting for this thing to figure its life out.
There are going to be 8 teams playing today.
Mm-hmm.
I think Russia and Brazil, St. Louis and California, Chess Bras, and probably India Yogis, and I don't know the last 2 teams. But yeah, Costa's gonna cover it here on our dojo channel, starting at noon Pacific, and oh yeah, Kostia and Nordovic, I think, are gonna cover it on dojo, and I'm gonna cover it on chess.com for chess.com. And then at 3:00, when the last of the arenas is over, and there's just this ladder match to be played between the last 2 teams, one in, one out. Then Coast is going to come join me on chess.com. So we're going to fully take over the chess.com broadcast today from 3 to 4 Pacific. Coasty and me. And yeah, it's going to be tough because like there's some teams that are almost untouchable, you know, like St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
We finished 50 points behind them in the qualifying arena yesterday. We got second place with the Unicorns yesterday. But we were like 50 points behind them. I mean, they had Fabi and Wesley and Lanier and Xiong and Neiman the Demon and Benjamin Bach.
Okay, dude, I do have a great idea, but I can't. I'm almost ready to show it to you if the computer doesn't freak out.
All right.
All right. If we got rookie 8, so move 33.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing move 30.
All right, here we go. C5, boss. C5.
Okay. Did you play it?
Yeah.
Okay. That didn't show up for me, unfortunately.
Oh, man. I was so happy to.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I see it in my head, and I understand. I can't take it.
No, man.
But I'm sure there's more to it than
maybe. Oh, man. Yeah, there's some kind of error message. Anyways, people, we're at least looking at a real board there. You can see C5. Everybody's playing for St. Louis Wrath of Gods. Everybody.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, like the first two teams, I would think like the favorite teams, and I haven't looked over every single team, but the two favorite teams I think are probably St. Louis and Russia, which are kind of like Olympiad teams for for two
Yeah.
of the best countries in the world. And then after that, there's all good teams at this point, but it's a little bit more parity, I think, between like maybe India still has the edge, but there's India, and then there's Chess Bras, and Brazil has Hikaru,
Okay.
and then FIDE rating wise they drop off after him, but you know their guys know how to fight. I watched them in live chess. They're good blitz players. So
So, dude, tell us what happened with PCL in the last couple of years, because I haven't followed the drama.
this year
I
they
don't
didn't
understand.
do a regular season. This year they didn't do a regular season. It got displaced by Pog Champs. And
Uh-huh.
then they just didn't have time in their calendar for it. After Pog Champs, they had Block Champs, and then after Block Champs, they had Crypto Champs, and then after Crypto Champs, they had Zip Zap Champs, and eventually there was no room in the schedule anymore for the Pro Chess League,
Hmm.
and they found 1 week here in September to run a Pro Chess League event, and so they've got this super condensed 1 week schedule, and it's fun and exciting, and I'll take it, but I really like a season. I mean, if you want people to be fans of something, they need to follow the players for a period of time, right? And watch the teams fight for the playoffs and so forth. Like,
Right.
basically, we're in the quarterfinals today, and it's our second competition, right? Of this 1 week thing. It's like you do one qualifier and then quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. So, I mean, the NBA would never start off with just, you know, here's the quarterfinals. We've selected these teams from last year to be in the playoffs.
Right.
So
All right, dude. I
hopefully
think
it's something bigger.
okay. I got it to work. So here we got it
Yeah,
on the board. C5, buddy. I'd be amazed if Black survived this thing.
nice. I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I would say this, Jesse. This whole position with Bishop E6 check and the Bishop pair and the C pawn versus the Rook
Hmm.
pair, the whole position is probably difficult to just solve quickly with analysis, but offers interesting play.
Right. Well, okay, no, but I mean, in terms of analyzing, the question is when he plays, it gets frisky with 94. What KGB would say is he's cruel, man. He'd be like, they well, of course, they will do something tactical. It is the only thing they know how to do. So he's pressing his luck, right? He's pressing his luck with 94.
Yeah.
Because I think in this position, I think he should be fine, and maybe I'll try to play for Black in a second. But he goes tactical, and then it's a question of like, it feels suspicious. 94
Okay. Interesting.
does feel
Feels suspicious.
suspicious, right?
I mean, and Bishop G4 is the way to take it on right away. Like what I did G3 still leaves Black a range of choices.
Right, right. So, and we didn't. I'm sure we didn't exhaust this because, for example, excuse me, we were liking King H8. King F8 might be playable too.
Yeah, it might be.
But like in this position, not Bishop D6,
Yeah.
but I was playing King
Although even Bishop
G2.
D6, I don't think we exhausted. Because even like Bishop D6, you go here, 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 right? You ping this guy. If he goes to E8, you come here. It's like the rooks can never fully extricate. Like it just goes on and on, right? Or maybe Bishop F7. I don't know. Like, but anyway, okay. So you're going King G2. You're just
So right, I
logically
was
strengthening.
thinking, I was thinking instead of Rook A5, you should maybe G5.
Maybe G5 right away.
I'm not
Lebensraum
sure.
for the king.
But the weird thing, and right, and also G6 was bad because I got the bishop on H6. Right.
Right.
So, anyways, there's still a lot of play
A lot
here.
of stuff to try.
Yeah. So, but in any case, let's say it's dynamic and interesting for White. And was it a mistake for you to play what you did? Probably not. But all right, this is what I think he should play.
In
At
place of
least he should
94.
have no word. Yeah, I think he should play E5.
That's what I expected. So let's say bishop g5.
And then just put e4 on it.
And then put the pawn on e4. Exactly what I expected during the game.
Right?
Okay. I'm glad to hear that.
And now he can't be worse, I don't think.
That's what I thought. I thought just push that pawn a couple times. You're strong in the center. Nothing can really go too wrong for black.
Yeah. And yeah, he's the one, I think, who has chances to be a hero. Because your king now is the one who has grief.
Right. I mean, I'm probably still playing like g3, king g2, just to be a little closer to that advancing pawn.
Right.
But I'm not doing anything special.
Mm-hmm. And he can play then like rook b8 and do the business.
But
Okay.
rook b8, rook fb1 isn't going to hurt me. I don't think, particularly.
Maybe not. But we're saying like g3. I don't know, man. It's starting to get, yeah. All I know is black has a lot of tasty options.
Yeah.
h6, rook b8, some kind of like bishop move, and maybe at some point e3.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear this is what you would have done because it's what I was expecting. When he played knight e4, I had to think a little bit more because I'd been expecting just e5. And so we get here, and now here, whoops, sorry. Here I was really worried about rook f8, but he played knight d6, I believe, attacking this.
He's a pawn grubber. They don't know what else to do. They're going to grub.
Yeah.
Okay.
That said, I mean, it is making use of his rook. You know, it's not like
it's
easy
not
for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I played rook b4.
I resisted the temptation to say before what, so you're welcome.
Thank you. I'll have to I'll have to work with Ben at some point soon. So
Okay. So obviously, I'm sure you were, mixed feelings about Mr. Rook A5 over there. Okay, so let's promote that variation. And the moment of truth for black has arisen.
yeah.
I don't know. I gotta say, David, I get it. I guess so. What we're saying is, you felt forced, and maybe you are, but you felt forced to do this rook b4 stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I even saw like alternative moves particularly. It was just like, well, if rook b4 loses, maybe I just have to play like rook b1 and cry.
Okay, so just to be clear, so I don't want to put my rook over there if I don't have to. So can I do this?
Yeah, you can. Jesus. What am I thinking?
Let me just say, David, you end a variation that ends up with your rook hosed like this.
I know.
Dude, you gotta be, red lights need to start going off over here, son.
And they were in the sense that I used a ton of time and I didn't even see the e7 square or something. I don't know what I did. Like my rook's getting trapped and I couldn't find this square.
I mean, I think you must have just drawn a blank on.
I've been worried about this somehow. It seems like then the rook still has room.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's.
Well, okay, but yeah, let's pause for a moment here, because that you're right. Maybe rook f8 is a little bit concerning. The weird thing is, like, I'm not sure he's threatening anything. So, like, rook f1, bishop f1, knight c4, you got bishop h3, that kind of stuff. Okay, maybe he is threatening something. All right, this is a little bit maybe far-fetched, but we're going to play here. So, boom.
So anytime that black takes on c4, you'll just take your bishop to that diagonal, huh?
I'm not sure, because the key variation is this one right here, right? I'm not sure if I'm really being that special here.
Sorry, what's the key variation?
Knight takes c4.
Knight takes c4, yeah.
Okay, so wait a second. Rook here, right? And you're going to play king takes. And then I'm going to do that.
And so white's argument is that the rook is well placed now that we're down a pawn.
Well, and that it's going to be hard. The knight is problematic. We got bishop a3 coming at some point.
Yeah.
Got bishop g4 that he can't really, I don't see anything constructive he could do. If he finds something constructive, then I might, I'll be forced to totally reevaluate the whole thing.
Right. But black's, yeah. This doesn't have that terminal feeling. Whereas when my rook got trapped on a4, it was real bad.
That's the thing. There might be some termination. I don't know.
Still some termination. Of who?
I don't know.
Okay.
Of who?
Remains to be seen.
Who is going to be terminated?
Remains to be seen. Well, I got to go do this show for chess.com now.
Oh, you got to do the show. Okay, wait
Yeah.
a minute. Okay, you haven't show. I thought we were going to spend forever. I'm sorry. So
Okay.
wait a sec. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And you terminated your rook.
Yeah, I terminated my rook.
And he might have a win here. We don't know.
Right.
Because he's got several moves here.
He played this to defend this.
Yeah. But that takes away his knight going to c5 square. And it allows that move.
Yep.
Okay, just quickly. Were you toast after bishop c3 instead of bishop here?
Okay. It's a great question. What's the threat?
To say that you're down a piece, and then maybe knight b7, c5.
Okay.
But mostly to say you're down a piece.
Okay. So let's try bishop g4 here.
That's a good move. Okay, well, that's true. It's a little annoying. It's true. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe at least, at the very least, after bishop c3, it's not simple, and that's why the guy plays rook c5, right?
Yeah.
Because he's terrified of the business.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everyone wants to say the rook on a4 is sad and lonely.
It is. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing, David, and we're going to rook f8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Trade.
And then you want to play e4, c5.
Yep. c5. Please let me live.
You might live. Yeah, bishops are amazing.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, I mean, I was looking at rook f1 in that business, but okay, I don't want to spend too long because you got to go. So a5 here, he goes rook c5.
Yeah. Bishop d2.
Now you have. It looks like you have pressure.
Yeah, and now I got this.
Uh-oh.
And here's where it just came apart for the opponent. He came off the rails. Nothing really to do anymore for him. There's the tricky move knight b7, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I take it, I get trapped. But knight b7, bishop f3.
All right, David, I got a question. Who's better after e4?
You?
I don't know.
Let's see how many pieces we can leave hanging at once for black.
No, that looks strong. No, I think you got me there, boss.
Yeah.
Okay. So no e4.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, like you're not. What? Like, are you threatening anything right now?
You know, at some point, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna play this lame-o move here.
Okay.
Rook a7 would also be a thought.
All right. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Game goes on.
Okay. So, yeah, it's weird, right? I mean, yeah, as long as he blockades the c pawn.
Yeah, and tries to cover those dark squares. I mean, he's got a solid chance to hold the blockade. I don't think I'm in danger of losing, though, in any way anymore. I mean,
well, you need to find a plan.
He
Son.
can't keep the rook.
You need a plan here, son. You definitely need a plan here.
Okay, what if I like put my rook on d5 even without the move e4, right? Like just come here, trade, put the rook here.
Okay, like I said, if you have a plan, then it's all believable.
But I mean, I don't know. I can also just play king g2. I mean, that's the piece that needs to be improved.
Okay. Maybe I should have played rook a7 before. So now I might be threatening knight b7.
Maybe at some point I should just take so that the knight doesn't end up being the one to recapture. And I don't know. Try and bring this piece to d5. mean, it's hard to say. Rook d1, d5 makes sense, but it lets the black king into the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so here's where dude blew it, and it was. I'm assuming both sides were in time pressure here.
Yeah, he played bishop b4, rook here, trying to keep me trapped with the rook on c5.
Okay.
But then I just took the pawn instead. So you put the bishop on c5 probably. Bishop g4.
Some terrible thing was going to happen on knight c4, huh?
Where's that? Like right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think bishop g4.
Bishop g4, right?
And then he's got to cover this, and I attack him on d7. So like here, for example, here.
Nice. That's evil. That's good, man. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. So he did.
So, oh wait, sorry. So he did rook here, takes here, and now bishop g4 still comes out. Rook e8, bishop d7, rook e7, bishop c6. He took this pawn. He can't take it, but you know, once I lock this in and then play bishop b4, he's basically losing, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he realized it was like, you know, time to lose one way or another.
It's time to lose, buddy.
Check. Knight f7. And then this move. Ooh. Wherever this thing goes, I will follow. Ugh. That was it.
Okay, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Phone. That's tight, man.
So I should have noticed rook e7 instead of putting my rook on a4, especially since I was in desperation mode and thought a long time on that move.
Okay, wait. Let's try to defend his honor just for half a second. So let's say bishop d6.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think this move. Right, here was a key variation, was king f8, rook check, rook blocks, trade, and then take on f7 with check.
Nice. Let's show that for the peoples. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop b4. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, dude. That's terrible. That's really terrible. Yeah. Okay, dude. Yeah, that was great, man. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my friends. So, give us a breakdown again, David. What's the schedule for today and the PCL?
It's coming up in like 18 minutes or so.
And then on our channel?
And on our channel, Kostya's going to do it.
Great, dude. All right, everybody. I'm stepping off, and then these guys, I was going to call them clowns, but they're not clowns. Look at this. Bishop b4. How could it be a clown? And I'll be back at some point, maybe tomorrow. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jesse. Bye. All right, folks. I'm going to stop this stream for a moment. See you soon. I'll be over on chess.com. Kostya will be here on Dojo. Have fun. See you soon.